Hey, we're here with Trixie, the 2020 Winnebago Travato 59G. We're going to do a little tour today. We're going to start with the outside and then go on the inside and show you how it works. So here we have your fuel, unleaded fuel only. Same as regular vehicle, filling it up. Here you have your tank fill. So this is what fills your tank that has your water on board. So you plug in a regular hose here, it fills it up. It doesn't really tell you when it's done filling, so you just kind of wait till you hear it underneath and it overflows a little bit. This one is your city fill. So if you're at a campground or anywhere that has a hose at home, you can just plug it directly in. So then your water source is continuous just like it would be at home, and you can leave that plugged in. Here is your power source. So you plug this into your home or at your campground, plug it in, and then everything's operating off of your power. So you just twist this, tighten it on, and then you are good to go. This here is a cable outlet. So if you're at a campground and you want your TV to be hooked up to their cable, you can plug it in on this side of the unit. This is just a vent for your heat. So if you have the heat on, you don't do anything with it. It just sometimes will steam if you're camping in the cold weather. Here you have your propane. So you won't really have to do a whole lot for that. If you pull up to an RV or a station, they'll fill it up for you. They'll do all that. You'll just want to make sure that this is on. There's another switch on the inside, but you want to make sure that this switch is always on, or you'll have to get out and turn it on later. All right. This is your hose. So this hose here, you'll pull out, and this is for draining the gray and the black water tank, which you have here. So the right side here is for your black water. That is your toilet. That's toilet water. This is your gray tank, and that is for your sink and shower, any of that water. So what we always do, you just pull it out. Well, obviously untwist the cap, twist this on, put this where you want it to go. To release it, you pull it out. You'll hear it go, release, empty until it stops draining. Push it back in. Always do the black water first, because the gray water is usually your soap and cleaner water, so it helps drain out your pipe after you're done. The gray water, same thing, you pull it out. It drains. This tank is a little bit lower, so you do have to use the drain pump. So you'll click that on, you'll hear it run. That's what helps kick the water out. It cleans out the hose and empties your gray tank. All right. So we'll come around back here. You have your ladder, which you shouldn't have to use. But if you do need to use it, do not climb it in this position because it's just suctioned on. It's not actually hooked on top. So if you do need to use it for any reason, make sure you unscrew it and move it to the side of the van where you hook it on the railing up top. This is where you open the back of the van, because as you can see, it's not hooked to anything. So you do have to move it in order to use the ladder. Bike rack here, you unstrap it, pull it down. You can hook 2 bikes up to the back of it here, which is nice because you can still open the door even if the bikes are on the bike rack. Here you have your regular outlets here for plugging in anything that you need to outdoors. Here again you have a cable outlet, so if you want cable on this side of the van, and then another plug in there. This one is for a connector to solar panels. You probably won't need this, but if you want to add solar panels, you can plug it in here and have extra solar panels. This one is your black waste tank, so you won't ever have to do this, but this is what we do to flush out and clean out the black water tank, flush water through it, and it drains it on the other side, cleans it out for you. Alright, so now we'll talk about the driving functions of the vehicle. It's pretty much just like a normal vehicle. You have your adjustments for your windows, you have your cruise control and your windshield wipers. All of it's pretty standard. So you plug it in, you turn it on. Alright. So you got your AC and your heat up here. So when you're driving, that's mostly what you're going to be using to cool the vehicle. You are able to use the AC unit while you're driving, but the generator has to be on. So most of the time when you're driving, you're just going to use the front cab AC or heat when you're driving. There is some blind spots. So when you're driving, if you pull down the window shades, it allows you to see out of your blind spots a little bit. Alright, so another good feature to have, because you can't really see out of your rear view mirror. So in the radio settings here, you have navigation. If you would like to use the navigation, you can always plug in your phone as well, and it hooks up. But if you click the More button, it says Rear Camera. So if you're driving and you can't see something, you can always turn on the rear camera to be able to use that as your rear view mirror. So the other seat functions. So here on the seats, there's two little levers on the sides. So the lever on your left-hand side on both seats, that's what allows you to recline the seat. So it helps you go up and backwards of the seat. The right-hand side is the one that allows you to twist the seat. So you'll just give it a gentle little pull and it allows you to rotate the seat. You can only rotate the seat when the car is off and stopped. If not, it'll start beeping at you and making a lot of noise. So you will not be able to drive with the seats twisted, even this one. And then the other features that it has, pretty standard. You just use the little knobs here for your lumbar support. This one has the front go up and down, or the back go up and down, and then the front adjust up and down as well. Alright, so the other feature that we have is the blackout shade to give you privacy while you're camping. So you remove this phone thing. And then you have a little strap here, separate it. This arm comes up and it hooks into this little attachment here, just like so. Same with this side, hooks into this little attachment here. All right, and then you can pull your shade up as such. Sometimes you might have to adjust your mirror to get it out of the way. And then your shade pulls up all the way to give you privacy. In order to drive, you must shut the shade all the way. If you have the shade up or have the shade, any of the arms up or anything, again, the vehicle will start beeping at you and it won't stop until you put it down. Back down there. There are shades for the side doors as well. We keep them up above here. And you attach them just in these little black hooks here. And it gives you privacy for the sides. So then you have blackout on the sides, blackout in the front. And it gives you privacy and darkness. Now we're going to take a look at the inside of the vehicle and the features that it provides. Lock that into place. So here is your screen shade. Again, it says do not use as a pull-up bar. So if you're going to get in the vehicle, make sure you use this to climb up into the vehicle. This, you can pull it all the way open. Allows you to keep the bugs and all that out and still have a nice breeze. Make sure that this is closed before you shut the door, because if not, it'll it'll jam into it and the door will not be able to shut. So make sure whenever you're leaving, you always make sure this screen is pushed in and locked into place. So we're going to come on in here. This is your seating table area here. This table here has a little clicker right there. This folds out so that your table is extended so you have more seating room for your guests. Again, these seats will rotate. So I will rotate this seat. Rotate this around so you have more seating for everyone. These are the blackout shades for your windows. We like to store those up here. These are the extra cushions, and I will explain that to you in a minute when we make the bed. So this area is your second sleeping area. This folds into a bed using those extra cushions there. You have extra kitchen space here by pulling this out and locking it into place. Here you have your kitchen area. So here you have your stovetop and you have your sink. So for the stovetop, it goes off of the propane. So as we looked at on the outside, you have to have the propane switch on, and there's another one inside. So the propane switch inside is right here. It says LP valve. So you want to always make sure you leave it off unless you're using it, just for safe measure. You don't want it to leak or anything like that. So you're ready to use it, you just flip it on there. And then this allows you to start your gas top. So you flip it to the start section. There you go. All right. So adjust the temperature up and down, and then you turn it off. This is heat safe, so you're fine to shut it right away, but you can always leave it open to let it cool down. For the stove, sometimes air gets into the propane line, so sometimes it just takes a second to get it ignited and started. For the water, the sink here. For the water to work, you have to have your water pump on. So in order to do that, you come over here to this panel, and here it says water pump. It says water pump off. So you just simply click this button, give it 1 second, and it will say water pump on. And you can come back to your sink area. You got hot and cold water here. You just pull that out to have your water, pull it back on. Very simple. When you're closing it, you simply pull the sink knob down. You do have to be careful. If you have your knob up like this, if you go down, it'll turn on your water. So you have to make sure when you're closing the sink that you twist this down so that you don't inadvertently turn on your water. Here we have your lights. So this one is your main kitchen light here. This second one is for your bedroom light back here. And then your third one is for your bathroom light, which turns on your light in your bathroom. You have your shades, go down for see-through, up for darkness. So this window, you always leave closed. It is in the lock position, so make sure you leave it that way. Only use it for light, not for air or airflow. The problem is that when that door opens, it slides and it can break the window off. So this window you don't touch, you always just leave it closed. Here you have your light for your above lighting. And then you have all your storage. You have storage up here. We have plates, bowls, cups. And then you have your storage drawers here as well. They all lock into position so that when you're driving, you don't have to worry about them coming open. Same here as well. So we'll leave the lights on for now to have some more lighting. Here you have your standard microwave. Standard microwave. You have your fridge. You have your full freezer. And in this one, you also have more storage. Here to the bathroom area. So again, you have storage up here. You have more storage down here in the bottom compartments as well, along with this black rack here. And this simply turns into your second bed. So you unclip the seatbelt, make sure it goes down, and it simply folds down, flatten it, and you have your second bed. So this is a full-size bed, so it can be used for 2 people, along with the other one that we will show you here shortly. To give you more space, you just simply fold it back up, and you clip it into place. Here we have the shades, privacy shades. So they are magnet. So you can simply take them off, and that allows you when you're driving to then have more vision through the back of the vehicle. Or to keep it cooler, you can certainly leave them closed as such, and it simply magnets on. Here is your AC unit. For the AC unit, it's pretty simple. You have your on and off, your high, cool, your temperature gauge, and all of that. So this works when you're either plugged into an electrical outlet or if your generator is on. And for that same thing with the generator, the microwave and the AC unit need the generator unless you're plugged in. But if you're using the generator, only use one at a time. So if you have the AC unit on with the generator, don't use the microwave. Turn it off, use the microwave, turn the AC back on. The door, when you're driving, make sure it's always locked. Unlock it, you simply lift the handle, pull it, it magnets shut, and then when you're opening it back up, make sure you lift the door and pull it back. Always lock it after you use it, so that it's not banging around when you're driving. Inside the bathroom here, you have your 2 storage bins on the sides. You have your sink. Our water's still on, so it all works. You hear the water pump running. Here you have your shower head. Simply to switch to your shower head, you pull this black knob up and it starts the shower head there. If you are showering, you will probably have to drain the water. So to drain the water, you use the shower drain button up here. Simply click it on. You'll hear it trying to empty, and that will help with the flow of water coming out of the bathroom. You have your curtain when you're showering to keep all of the things dry. And then you have your toilet here. So if you push down just slightly on the switch, it'll fill with water. So you always want to keep a little bit of water in there. And then to flush, you push down all the way. And it empties into the black water tank there. We have deodorizers that you can use, and that helps keep the odor and the scent fresh and clean. You have your little toilet cleaner here to help with cleaning the toilet. And then you have more storage up here as well. There is a fan as well in the bathroom. You simply click the red button, it turns on, helps with keeping airflow into the restroom. As you come out here, you also have this fan here. It works very well if you don't want to use the AC. You simply turn it on, it self-opens itself, and it helps with airflow in the unit. And then to close it, you just simply press the off button, and it self-closes itself also. Light switches. So this one, you have another switch here. This one lights the outside light on the outside of the unit. So you want outdoor light, it's this first switch here for your outdoor light. This one is one of your main cabin lights ahead there. And this one is a toggle switch. So down, it turns on. I'm gonna have you come over this way. This one is for your above lights here. This one is a toggle switch. So if you go down, you see the bar light there. If you go up, it's another setting of that bar light. So to turn it off, you keep it in the middle setting. You have more outlets and plugs here, along with back behind the sink as well, along with another cable insert. Now we're going to show you how to convert the second sleeping area. So to convert the second sleeping area, you bring down the table and put the elements together. So you have this cushion here, which you will simply bring down. You have to move it out of the way. In order to move the table down without hitting the cushions, you will need to pull this cushion up, as so. This has a hook on the back. So you push this button here, turns it into an L shape, and then you simply bring it down off the hooks in the back. It goes down into that. Find a stable position. Bring your cushion there back. This cushion goes in there as so. Grab your other two extra cushions. This section you move forward. Scoot it forward. This cushion goes in here as so. Then your final piece here, you have your bar. So the bar goes into this section here. On this side, so. And this bar here will rest on this part here. So you'll flip this over. And there you have your second sleeping area. This also fits a full-size sheet as well for your second sleeping area. Alright, so it does have 2 seatbelts in the back along with 2 seatbelts in the front. So in total, legally, you can ride with four passengers. The seatbelts are across the belt. There is one latch underneath the cushion as well. We are going to go to the power panel now. So here we have the water pump that we talked about before. Tank level, it just shows you your levels of your tanks. So the freshwater tank is 1/3 of the way full. The LP gas is your propane. That's not always accurate. So just always check that one. All the other ones are accurate. So the gray waste tank is empty, the black waste tank is empty. It's just the gas, which sometimes you will just have to either wait until it runs out or just refill as often as you have an opportunity to. Battery levels, don't really need to know that so much as you just need to know the tank levels. And then the water pump, turn it off, simply click it to turn it back on. So this here is just your solar panel information. You don't need to touch it, you don't need to do anything with it, besides it just shows you what voltage your solar panels is at. Here is your power control. So this is what you're plugging into. So if you're plugged into a 30 amp at an RV place, you would leave it at 30. If you're plugging into home or something else, you do at 15 amps. We like to leave it at 15 amps, just safety in case you plug it into the wrong outlet, but the power cord that we have does have a converter. So there should not be a problem with that. As we talked about before, the LP, the gas, we like to always leave that off unless we're using it just for safekeeping. So here you have your inverter control. This is what you'll use to run your TV and other items if you're not plugged in. So you simply just click it, hold it for a second, it turns on. And then to turn off, you simply click it again and turn it off. Here is your hot water tank heater. So if you want hot water to wash your hands, do the dishes, use a shower, you turn that on. It will take some time to heat up, so always turn it on a little bit before you want to use the heater. And this controls your heat here. So you click it. This is going to be for your van heat. This is going to be for your water heat. And this is going to be how you want it to be heated up. So if you want to heat the van, you go to your van setting. It's currently off. To turn it on, you set it to the temperature you would like to set it at. And then you leave it, and then the van will flicker, and then that will start flickering once it is starting to heat up. And once it's heated, it will then be stagnant and ready to go. So we'll go over to the water. Same thing, you go to the water, you click OK, you turn it on, and you say how you want it. So if you want hot water, go to hot, click OK, and it's gonna start warming up. Here, see it's blinking, so that means the water is currently warming up. The vehicle doesn't need to warm up right now because it's summertime and it's hot out. So then finally you go to what you want to use to heat your items. So this is how you're going to heat it. So you can heat it on gas, mix, which is gas and 1 electric. Mix is gas and then 2 powers. This is completely electric. You don't have to worry about it too much if you're plugged in, but if you're on the road, mix 1 or mix 2 is always the best, so you can conserve your energy and your gas at the same time. So you click whichever one you'd like to use for that. And to turn it off, you simply toggle back to it and turn it off. Same with the heat for the vehicle. Scroll it and turn it off as well. So that you're all set. If you're using in the summer, you won't ever need to use that. You'll just use the air conditioner. And then you have your entertainment system. So you have a TV here. Click it on here. We have the remotes up here as well. This has a satellite up top. So what you can do is if you go somewhere, you can go to the menu section, go to channels, and then you go auto channel search. And that allows you to search for the local channels and you can watch the local TV there. And then you also have your radio. So you have your radio in your car, then you have this back one. This allows you to play music or audio out into the outside and the interior of the vehicle as well. Has USB, HDMI hookups for that. Last thing you have is come down here. So this coach battery, you want to make sure this coach battery is always on. If it's not turned on, you won't be able to use a lot of the functioning. So you always want to make sure that it's turned on and the green light is turned on. You have your awning here. So the awning goes out automatically. You have to make sure the vehicle is turned off. If the vehicle's on, the awning will not go out. You simply click the out button. Once it's out, you also have your awning light button. So the awning light button, you can click on here and you have your awning lights, which may be a little bit hard to see during the day, but you do have your awning lights there as well. So you turn those off, your awning, click in, and it automatically pulls. Alright, so the last part we have here is the generator. This is what you'll be using if you are boondocking or if you're not plugged in somewhere. You can use a generator for your power amenities such as the microwave and the air conditioner. So to start it, you simply hold down the start button, auto start, it says starting, you can hear it kick on, simply let go, it's running. So before you turn on the air conditioner or the microwave, you must wait 1 to 2 minutes before you do that. So always wait before you start using anything, at least a minute, preferably 2 to 3 minutes. So just to give it time to warm up and to be ready to make everything work. Before you turn off the generator, make sure you turn everything off. Make sure the air conditioning is turned off and the microwave's turned off, and you're not using those items. Before you turn it off, simply turn it off by pressing the stop button. And it turns off the generator and you can hear it go down. One last thing, sometimes when you're using the generator versus the inverter control, you can trip a wire or trip the system a little bit. So there is a restart button under this seat. It looks just like this. So it's a normal outlet at the bottom of that seat, and all you simply do is you just press the restart button. So just like your normal units at home, if it trips or something, you simply click the restart button, and that is right under the seat here.